So you've tried to grow your YouTube channel. You've tried Vlogmas and NaNoWriMo and a bunch of other things, but your channel is still tiny. It's becoming too much work and all your time is going to editing videos that get little views instead of writing or editing your novel. And it feels like it's time to give up. Nope. Giving up is not the solution. What about a plan that works for writers and artists? I'm here to help you remember your humanity and claim back your creative time. Hello there, humans. I am Dal Cecil Bruno, a blind storyteller. I hope you like my stories when you get to read them or listen to them. Anyway, I want to improve my social media strategy for 2022. But once again, trying to find advice from people who don't share my perspective and struggles was my usual barking up the wrong tree approach. You know, if you aren't a fully able and healthy content creator, I'll go back to that later. The typical how to grow on YouTube advice is not going to work for you. Good thing, I'm a bit of an overthinker. Bad thing, overthinking doesn't always mean I'll get to the solution that could work for me. But I have to try and share anyway because the journey... There, quit the sarcasm. It is an interesting journey, even if I don't perceive it that way. I mean, I'm the one trapped in this body. Of course, I don't think of this as an interesting journey. But adapting to visual social media as a blind artist is in fact an interesting challenge. Or that's what people tell me sometimes. Is that also ableism? I don't know and I no longer care. Let's do this. In 2021, I put a giant pause on my channel because I realized I was wasting time by not really understanding how to approach this platform effectively. I needed some quiet study time. Here is my personal YouTube strategy for the next year. I share this because it maybe helps other introverted, disabled, day job holding artists to put their own social media strategy into perspective. I know very well that my focus is on writing fiction, not just being a content creator. What does that mean to me? Well, I honestly, sincerely, no matter if I batch content prior, I can't keep up a weekly upload schedule without driving myself to burnout. Why? Let's begin with the obvious, my friends. I am blind. Do you realize that if editing good quality content takes ages for a person who can see everything, it just might take double or even triple the time for someone who can see barely 1% of what you can see? When am I going to dedicate time to my fiction then? I'll post a video about this in more detail. It's called Writers vs. Algorithms, coming soon. Anyway, I'm a writer first, not only a content creator. I have books and short stories to write. And yeah, in my case, I have blindness to put up with. Another factor I have to take into account is that I'm a very low energy person. I'll also post a video about time management tips for people like me with fatigue or depression or painful chronic illnesses. The list goes on. Also coming soon. Consider subscribing if you're in a similar situation. There are many reasons why some people can't do the whole week grind shenanigans, and there's not much advice for us out there. This year is my big you to all the generalized one-size advice that doesn't work for a large number of the creative population. My mission with sharing my no-filter thoughts is to try and help other creatives who are struggling like I was. I found my solution. You can find yours too. So what's the plan? At first, I thought to upload one fancy, well-scripted, well-edited video per month, and a casual, not scheduled, just chat writer update at the end of each month, sharing whatever progress I achieved in those 30 days. I know, a more or less bi-weekly upload isn't that effective, because unfortunately this isn't sci-fi anymore and machines govern our lives. So by the third day of NaNoWriMo 2021, my brain was in the usual push yourself further mode, and I needed a better solution, but not a weekly schedule. If you're not a writer or you're new to the writing world, you might be wondering in what the F is NaNoWriMo. It's a non-profit that created a monthly challenge of writing 50,000 words to create a draft draft of a novel during the month of November. Very interesting stuff, look it up later. So my plan of 12 video scripts became 16 video scripts. Why? I will have to do this same experiment twice a year instead of only once. The improved plan. During November of 2021, and if it works, well then, every November, I script 16 videos, one per day, until day 16. This is important, because at first, I am allowing myself to just write whatever I feel I have to share that specific day. Mental health and other health issues, it all influences the result of my writing. Once I have those 16 scripts, and I can confirm I managed to write them during the first half of the month, I use the remaining days to refine and edit those scripts with the help of a calendar. This way, I know which video will go up when between January and August, and I can edit them in a way that sounds more accurate to that time of the year. I will also correct those crappy scripts that didn't work for my audience during the first draft, or draft and edit new scripts as a backup if some of the original ideas don't work even after corrections. It's very important to reserve a special time for calendar planning and editing for your audience. Otherwise, the quality of the content in the video won't be as good. Trust me, no one gets a perfect piece of writing the first time around. You can't do that in fiction, so why is a video script any different? Please edit those scripts. Recording the audios and preparing all the animation and stock footage, thumbnails, descriptions, etc. is going to happen during the month of December. I'll use the July Camp NaNoWriMo to script the remaining videos for the year and invest the month of August in editing those videos. Lucky me, that second time around it will be only 8 videos instead of 16. How is my uploading schedule going to be instead of one super quality video per month? It will be 2 super produced videos per month. One on the 10th, one on the 20th of every month, and then the casual chat around the 30th. This way I will keep a consistent schedule, but also I will have entire months just to focus on developing my stories, which, by the way, it takes me forever. I'm at the moment of recording this a very novice writer. My reading is done all through sound, which means I can't see grammar, which means I also need to dedicate large chunks of time to reading with my eyes and my magnifier glass instead of audio, and that reading time happens at slower than snail pace. See? I care deeply about the quality of my writing, and I am going to dedicate quality time to the development of my writing craft. Having almost entire months minus, say, the last day or two for short-form content creation, without the thought of, oh no, I have to post my social media to grow my audience and hopefully they will care to buy my stories, will be a very liberating experience. No anxiety whatsoever, knowing that I have done my job and the platforms are basically running themselves, and I have that sweet time for my stories and reading like I have always wanted. It is time for me to adapt to the situation instead of trying to follow what able-bodied people do. After all, many of those creators also drive themselves to burnout, regardless of not struggling with a disability, so why should I follow their method instead of finding my own? I have a little caveat here. It is very important to keep watch on whatever is happening on social media and where it's going. It keeps your content strategies fresh. However, there is a difference between keeping an eye on things and trying to replicate stuff that won't work for you, your unique needs, struggles, etc. This used to be my mistake. I'm a learner by nature, and I always tried to overcompensate for the disability by pushing myself hard just to match whatever I perceived others were able to do. This year, I am fixing that mistake. I'm aiming for excellence, but I am also working at my own pace, and I hope that after listening to this, you take a look at your business plans and mend what isn't working for you and your needs. I don't know yet if this plan of mine is going to work. I surely hope so, but I will never know until I try. Why am I using the NaNoWriMo times to work on YouTube scripts? In all honesty, I'm doing the NaNoWriMo just for the social aspect of it and a little bit of that robotic algorithms governing our creative lives. Instead of going against the writing world just because I am not a prolific fiction writer, doesn't mean I couldn't use those high word count times to achieve other forms of writing goals. And so, I am finally trying out the video script format. I can't record myself on camera reading a script. If you go back to my way older videos, you might see in some of them I put the phone screen right up my face to read some questions and bullet points I had prepared. Imagine me trying to read a video script as I appear on camera. That's a recipe for cyberbullying, and I'm not here to ruin my mental health. This is why I'm doing it in this animated approach. I can record my short stories. It takes some hours, but it can be done. Then I can read my own scripts and edit the audio as if it were a short story. Then edit the animation and B-roll and all the bells and whistles needed for a successful YouTube video. Do you need to make such fancy videos to succeed on YouTube? It's not a must, but it does help with audience retention because they need some moving and engaging visuals on screen to keep occupied with whatever it is that you are talking about in the video. Sorry, but that's the nature of the beast. And since I'm not on camera, an animated picture is not going to cut it. I have to do a little bit more.
Hey Dal, why don't you try a podcast?
Podcast style on YouTube doesn't always work. It's a hit or miss. And I am not willing to take my existing channel in yet another direction. I'm trying to keep this space as professional as I can.
Hey Dal, why did you stop streaming? Streams help a lot with watch time hours.
Streaming is overwhelming and I get nothing else done if I'm the host. Again, I have very low energy, depression. There will be a video about this in more detail. Stay tuned for that. Now, if streaming does work for you, if you are genuinely extroverted and you get your writing done, even as a host, this could be a solution for you. So consider streaming and schedule some as a part of your plan. Streaming writing sprints are very popular on the writing niche, but it's not a must.
Hey Dal, why are you so hard on yourself?
Here comes the harsh advice. You've been warned, I hope. I used to be hard on myself. That's not the case anymore. Here's the real deal. The world doesn't give a f*** that I'm blind. I learned that firsthand in my university days. Thank you. I didn't get my degree. Again, thank you for the lack of proper assistance. But I gained a more valuable lesson than whatever degree I couldn't get. The world, and especially the algorithm bots, don't give a damn about you and your disability or health issues. You adapt or nothing. I know this is super harsh, but I'm talking to adults. So you, dear viewer, probably already know this even before I found out. I have to tell people the truth. If you want to succeed, but you are at a clear disadvantage, you will have to compensate somehow, somewhere, and make a bigger effort compared to the fully able, healthy crowd. A solution for some people is to delegate tasks to a virtual assistant. I have to invest time in learning new skills because I don't have the money to hire people with good eyesight to do it for me. Is growing a channel worth it? It could be, depending on how you handle the platform, your content schedule, and the way you deliver the content itself to your audience. See, that's why editing the scripts is so important. This is why I'm making this video. More than sharing a cheap how-to formula, I am sharing my new personal plan to show you there's no one-size solution. And we as creatives should stop trying to put ourselves and our audience into a box. Even with my pinch of harsh tone, I'm not intending to discourage any viewer. On the contrary, I want you to really succeed. Success is not putting out more, and no quality whatsoever. I can't stress that enough. What's the point of uploading a video every week if it's going to suck? Did it achieve its true purpose? which is to attract new audiences to your platform. Did it do that? I know the answer is likely to be no, so I'm aiming for less is more, and hopefully this gets you inspired to re-examine your content strategy and find the proper time and mental space to work on your art projects. If you'd like to know more about how I manage another social media platform to the point that it basically runs itself, here is a video where I talk about my Instagram. I'll see you in my next one, and thank you for your support.